Hello, grade 7 students. This is March 2024 first semester examination, paper 2. Hope all of you have watched the paper 1 video. By any chance, if you have not watched it, please find the link from my YouTube channel and you can watch it. And the other thing I want to remind you, when you are going through the paper discussion videos, first you try the paper by yourself and then you get the pink pen and then you get the answer script and go through the video. So then you can mark the, otherwise that if you just want to have the answers, you can have the marking scheme with you. No point of watching the video. So why we are need to have the paper discussion session with a teacher? Because you want to learn the tips. You want to practice the way that you want to approach your answer. So these are the benefits you will be having when you are watching or when you are having a paper discussion session with a teacher, right? So then straight away we will move to this, and the specialty of paper 2, by now you know, you want to write the answers on the line papers and the graph papers. So this is the specialty of paper 2, and to be honest, I would like to write the answers for the paper 2. Why? You are not limited to the space they have given. You can use your own line papers. You can get the line papers from the exam hall teachers. So then you can write the answers and you can show the steps as much as possible. You can draw the diagrams. You can elaborate your answers. So then the paper 2 is something that where you can write the answers freely, right? But today that what I'm going to do, that whenever I have the enough space, I'm going to write the answers there. But I prefer to write, let's say that this is your paper and you can write the details here, that you can write the first semester examination. This is how that you can use your black color pen and then you can write the first semester examination paper. This is how you can start your the answer script, the first semester examination, right? Then you write the year. So that let's say this time, if it is that this time paper, that you can write March 2026, and then you write paper 2. So you just see that when you start something like this, children, and you can take the ruler and you can underline, right? You can take the ruler and you can nicely underline it, right? And you just see that how neat it is when you start something like that. Then that you are moving to the part A, right? The part A, question number 1. So then what you do, then I write the part A. So then I write it like this, part A. Now the black color part is over. Now I am moving to my blue color pen, right? And the question number 1. And you can put that the question number 1, and we have the Roman number 1, right? And then you want to do the ABC and you want to find the values. Here there is a typing error that I will tell you that it may be, I don't know that what are the letters you can see on your papers. I'm just taking these as X and Y for easy reference. Then here the square root of 36 x squared. So then I write the square root of 6 squared times x squared, right? The square root of 36, what is the answer? Or else it straight away you can write it like this, that the 36 into x squared. So then the square root of 36, it is 6. And then the x squared square root is x. So then you write the final answer, 6x, right? So then I forgot to mention one thing here, the Roman number 1. And this is part A. Now I'm moving to part B. Okay. Part B, I have 25 x squared y squared. Don't worry about the letters, that I can't see the letters here. 25 x squared y squared. That may be that something else. I will, the y squared, I can see the square. So then here I write that I expand them, 25 and then you have x squared, and then you have y squared. So square root of 25, it is 5. Square root of x squared, it is x. Square root of y squared, it is y. Then you write the answer 5x, y. Then 81, that is straightforward. The part C, you can get the answer straight away. 81, you can write the answer is 9. Okay, so just see that how I have started my paper. Now, when you submit this kind of the answer script, children, that you just imagine that what kind of the feeling, the what kind of the what should I say, that your teacher get that the impression, okay, so this child has done this neatly, that everything is very neat, right? And then you can easily get the handwriting, the 5 marks, right? Because that you get the 5 marks, you just see that this is how you want to start writing the answer. So then I'm moving, right? Then I want to start the Roman number 2. Then I go to Roman number 2. Okay. Roman number 2, what I have the to find the square value. So then I write 1 square, the part A, 1 square. So then I write 1 times 1. The answer is 1. Then the part B, what I have, 0.001 squared. 0.001 squared. So how should I write it, children? 0.001 times 0.001. And you know that when you are multiplying the decimal numbers, we have learned this in grade 6. You should have 6 decimal places, 0.000023456. This is the answer. And the 100 square. So part C, that you get the 100 square, and then here you write 100 into 100. So then that is 10,000. Okay, that is 10,000. So we are done with the Roman number 2. Then we want to move to the Roman number 3. Right? When you are moving to the Roman number 3, children, that you want to deal with the answer script like this. Now here that they have asked us to write the answers, the rough estimate. You don't want to write the exact value. How we are going to get the rough estimate if you come across with this kind of situation? You just tell me that if you come across with this kind of situation, then how we are going to get the answers, right? So then we'll see that the 0.42. Now how we are going to write the answers, children? So then it's like this. I write something like this. I will move to part 3, Roman number 3, right? And then you write 0.42. Part A, 0.42 square root, right? Children, you just tell me what is the square root of 0.25? If you have 0.25, what is the answer? It is 0.5, right? And if you have 0.36, what is the answer? The square root, 0.36. So what will be the answer that you write? It is 0.6, right? And then if you have 0.49, what will be the answer? Square root of 0.49. The answer will be 0.7, right? Now, whatever the number they have given, 0.42, it should be in between here, right? It should be in between here, right? So then approximately this should be more than 0.6, but we don't know exactly up to what decimal, so you just keep it like this, 0.6 something. We don't know that something, right? And then we will move to the next one, part B. right? Then the 5388, right? So then 5388. Now, when you come across with this kind of thing, can you remember? So then you are going to pair these. So then you have 53, right? So then how you are going to get this again? Now you just see if you have something like this. So square root of 49, what is the answer, children? It is 7. And square root of 64, what is the answer? It is 8. But here I have 53. So that means it should be something 7 something. We don't know. So 7 blank, right? Because that if you just take that is 70 times 70. What is the answer, children? It is 4,900. If you take 80 times 80, what is the answer, children? 6,400. That means the value they have given, it is in between 4,900 and 6,400. So then it should be something more than 70, less than 80. But we don't know exactly that what it is. That can be 71, 71.5, 72, 73.8, 76.5. We don't know. So we can't find it exactly. So then we just write it like this here. Hope it is clear for all of you. And then that we will move to the part C. In part C, what we have, children, 93.4. Right? 93.4. Again, the same thing we want to do. So this approximation is very easy if you are thorough with the perfect squares and square root numbers, children. Right? To have 93, that first I get the square root of 81. What is the answer? It is 9. And square root of 100, what is the answer, children? It is 10. Now, what is the value we have? 93.4. So that is in between 81 and 100. So then that should be definitely 9. We don't know. 9 point something. So we just write 9 point something. So this is a very critical area, children, that always you find the something below and something upper, the perfect square root value. So then whatever the value they are talking about, it should be in between that. So then you can take, but exactly you don't know what it is. So you just write the number you can figure out, and then the rest of the digit, you just mark it as blank. It can be 70 something, we don't know, 0.6 something, and 9 point something, we don't know that something. That is why they have asked us to write the answer, that the rough estimate value, right? Okay, children, once you are done with this, now we are done with the question number 1. No? The best practice what you can do, now we are done, you take your ruler and you separate this, right? This is a very good thing that a child can do, because when we are marking the papers, right? So the first paper, it is out of 12. No? So what teachers are doing, that they are marking, and here they write out of 12 that you get 11 marks, something like this. This is how we mark the papers. And that corner values that the teachers are adding to get your full marks, right? That let's say that they are marking it like this. So then from the beginning, that the 2 marks, that here 2 and 1 and 1 and here 2, like this, that they are marking. This is the real way that we are marking the papers, right? And then we add everything together and write out of 12 how many marks you got, right? So then when you draw a line in black color, you segregate at the end of the question number 1. It gives us few benefits. It tells you, now we are done with another question. You are moving to a new question. Let's say that you were struggling with this paper, the question, that okay, that is gone. And now I can't struggle with that more. Now I want to move to the next question. So then I put the question number 2 here. Right, so then again I move to the blue color. Now it is question number 2. Okay, And then here I have Roman number 1. Roman number 1, what it says, that express in the simplest form. Now you want to simplify the given fraction, the given ratio. The children, the problem is you can't simplify this easily as you think, because the two items in the ratio, one is a fraction, the other one is a whole number. So then you can't do it. So what you're supposed to do when you come across with this kind of thing, 4/5 to 7, I write that both of them as the fraction, because it's easier for me to, when you have the same kind of thing, you can do something, right? And then you have 7/1, right? Now you have the two items in the ratio, both of them are fractions. To make them into whole numbers, what I do, I multiply both of them by the lowest common multiple of their denominators. The denominators I do have 1 and 5. So then 1 and 5, the common denominator is 5. I just multiply the first one by 5 and the second one by 5. So then it gives me that the 5 and 5 I can simplify. The 4 to 35, right? So you can straight away write down. Can you simplify this further? No, you can't. So this is the simplest. But the problem is you don't feel this as the simplest version, because 35 is a very big number. Earlier we have 4, 5, 7, the very small numbers. But that after simplifying, it gives me 4 to 35. Yes, it is the simplest version, because the earlier the numbers we had, they are not the whole numbers. 4/5 is a fraction, right? So then it's that the fraction is the portion of something, right? So then we will move to the part 2. Which ratio is smaller, right? Which ratio is smaller? Now you might think that the question it asks that the ratio, but they have given a fraction to compare what it is. You should know, children, when you have something like that, the Roman number 2 I'm writing, if they say something 3/5, you can write it as 3/5, right? If there's something like that, the 4/6, that means you can write this as 4/6. This is not the part of your question, but I wrote this to show you sometimes the ratio they can give you like the typical ratio representation, or else they can give it to you as a fraction. So then that here they have given 3/10, that you want to find the smaller one, right? And you are going to 3/10 or 3/4. If it is 1/7 and 5/7, we know the 5/7 is bigger. Why? Both of them had the same denominator. Just looking at the numerator, I can decide which fraction or the which ratio is bigger. But the problem here that we have, the one denominator is 10, the other denominator is 4, that we can't find it. So then what we can do, we can get the LCM of 4 and 10. Now, I'm not going to spend the time to calculate the LCM, children. Now we are in grade 7. And then most probably you should be able to find the LCM when you have two numbers or a few numbers. By any chance, if you are struggling with that, please go to the grade 6 videos, which I have done for grade 6 students. No need to worry. Something that you can't remember, you just go and watch it. That's how I have done it. And here straight away that I get the lowest common multiple, it's 20. And I multiply 20 over 3/10. And then I write the O part as it is, 20 into 3/4. Then I can simplify 10 times 1, 10 times 2, 2 times 3 is 6, right? And then here, that you have 4 times 1, 4 times 5, 5 times 3, 15. Now, which one is bigger? That the 15 is bigger, right? You can see the 15 is bigger. Or else, that this is one method. Or else you can do something else, that you convert both of them into the same denominator values, right? That you can do, that is the best way you can do. So then you convert this into, you can convert this into 20, right? 10 times 2, 20, 3 times 2, 6. 4 times 5, 20, 3 times 5, 15. Okay, which is bigger now? This one is bigger. We can understand. But that what they have asked, have they asked us to write the bigger one? No, they have asked us to write the smaller one. So this is the smaller one, but you can't keep it like this. Therefore, 3 over 10 is smaller, because always when you conclude your answer, you want to pick the values they have given in the question paper, right? Okay. So then we will move to the part 3, and they have taken A and B, right? A and B, A to B they have given. So then A to B is, so then I write here the Roman number 3. So then they have given A to B is equal to 3 to 2, right? And if that is 6A to 4B, if that is 6A to 4B, now what has happened, children? That I have multiplied this by 6. If so, that I want to multiply 3 also by 6, that becomes 18. And what I have done, I have multiplied this by 4. If so, that I want to multiply 2 by 4, it is 8. So then the answer is 18 to 8. So then find x, giving your answer as a fraction. 1 to 5, x to 3. So then how do you write this? So 1 to 5 and x to 3, right? First of all, I told you that if it is a ratio, you can write this ratio as a fraction too. So then you write 1 to 1 over 5 and x over 3, right? So then we can do something, that we can send this division 3 to the other side. What happened? That becomes the multiplication 3, and I keep x alone. That what is the answer, children? 1 times 3, 3, 3 over 5 equal to x. Now you just tell me, are you going to keep the answer like this? This is not wrong, I would say, but you rewrite this x equal to 3 over 5. X equal to 3 over 5, right? So then 3 over 5 is equal to x. The answer is mathematically it's correct, but that's not the way we present the answer, right? Okay, so then we will move to the next one, the Roman number 5. The Roman number 5 divide 400 of thread in the ratio of 13 to 17. Children, can you remember when you come across with this kind of situation, what is the first step you want to do? If they are talking about 13 to 7, right? First, what you want to do, you add these numbers, 13 and 7. It gives me 20, right? And this, whatever the thread, what they are going to do, what is the length of this? 400 meters thread, right? So this 400 meters thread, and then you are going to divide into 2 parts, right? Then the part 1 and part 2. Right now, children, you might think why this teacher is doing all these things. Can you remember that when I was starting this video, I told you when it comes to the paper 2, I like it very much because I can elaborate my answers as I wish. So you don't want to do like this, but you just see at the end how that the attractive is this, is this. So then if you can present that whatever the answers you are writing in a in an attractive or the presentable manner. So that is a skill, that is a talent, that is a skill that you want to be master at, right? And then what happened? Thread into ratio 13/7. So then what I do, 13 out of 20 multiply by 400. This one, 7 out of 20 multiply by 400. 20 times 1, 20 times 20. When you multiply 13 by 20, it gives me, it gives me 260, right? It gives me 260 meters. 20 times 1 and 20 times 2, 20, 7 times 20, it is 140 meters. After doing this, children, you just want to double check whether I did this correctly. What I'm doing, I just go to the working column, 260 and 140 I add. And check whether I got 400. So then this is that. The part 1, I get the 260, and the part 2, I get 140, right? Yeah, so that is the end of question number 2. Then again, I take the black color pen and I segregate like this. And always keep that in your mind. When you're segregating, you keep this kind of space. Why we need to keep the space like that? Because the teacher can write your marks, right? The teacher can write your marks. So I told you that the out of 15, how you get that, something like this, the teacher is doing. So you can keep the space and it's very neat and you are separating question by question, right? So this one, the question number 3. Find the area of the rectangle. So then I'm wondering that I want to double check whether this is a grade 7 paper, right? This is very easy. Find the area of the rectangle. But this is something very tricky. If you are not attentive, that you are going to miss something, what you are going to miss. So then first I write the question number 3. You just think, okay, it is a rectangle and they have given the values. To find the area, I just want to multiply the area, the length by the width. That's what you think. But did you notice the length is in centimeters, the width is in millimeters? Can you multiply the two items like that when you have them in different units? No. And on the other hand, they have asked us to write the answer in millimeter square. That means I want to convert 5 centimeter into millimeter. Can you remember the length conversion which you learned in grade 6? So then if you have 5 centimeters, how we are going to convert this into millimeters? So then the 5 multiplied by 10 equal to 50 millimeters, right? Then you have that easily you can find the area is equal to length into width. So the length I write 50 millimeters, right? And the width is 20 millimeters, right? So then you can write the answers 1000 millimeter squared. Right? This is the answer. So then we are moving to part 2. In part 2, you have a rhombus. Now you want to recall the features of a rhombus. So how do you get the features of the rhombus, children? Then it is that all the 4 sides are equal. But what is the difference with all the 4 sides are equal? It should be a square. No? So what is the difference between the square and the rhombus? I'm just revising that what you learned in grade 6, children. In the square, all the 4 corners you can find 90 degrees. But in the rhombus, you can't find something like that. But like the square, all the 4 sides are equal in length. And also when you have the diagonals like this, right? So the diagonals like this, and they meet each other, the diagonals in the sense, these lines, children. So these are, we call the diagonals. The diagonals cross each other like this, and then you have 90 degrees, right? That is another feature you can see, right? So then you have the 90 degree. Another thing, they have given the AC value 16, right? AC value 16, and this is 8, and this is 8, right? And the BD length they have given, it's like this. It is 24, right? It is 20. Right. So then how I'm going to find the area of ABCD? Here you should understand that is Roman number 2, right? I didn't put the Roman number 1 here. Roman number 1, and then the Roman number 2, A, B, C, D, rhombus, right? Rhombus. So then I convert this into, not this is, yeah, I convert this into ABD triangle, right? That I divide them into two, ABD triangle and BCD triangle. Right? So how I'm going to find the ABD? Half into, but when you take the ABD, what is the base, children? BD into, I take this as O, right? It's easy. BD into AO. BD into AO, right? And the other side, the BD into OC. Half into BD into CO, like this, right? The BD they have given 24, right? So then I take half into 24 into 8, half into 24 into 8, 2 times 1, 2 times 4, 2 times 1, 2 times 4. So then what is the answer? So yeah, that you can write. To here you get 4 times 4, 16, and 4 times 2, 8, 8 plus 1, 9, 9 centimeters, 96 centimeters squared, and here also 96 centimeters squared, and when you add them together, it gives you 192 centimeters squared. 6 plus 6, 12. 9 plus 9, 18 plus 1, 19. 192 centimeters squared, right? So then we will move to the part 2. So this is a tricky part, children, right? Part 3. Part 3. Right? So then how you are going to find the area of ABC? Area of ABC triangle, half into base into perpendicular height. Okay, What is the base here? 12, right? So then you just write half into 12 into, what is the perpendicular height, children? It is 6. 6. 2 times 1, 2 times 3. So then here it is 36 centimeters squared. Okay. The area of this triangle, 36 centimeters squared. Now they have given another base, which is AC, and another perpendicular height, BD. And earlier the base was BC, and the perpendicular height was AE. That doesn't mean that you have only that one and only base and one and only the perpendicular height. You have 3 sides of the triangle. You can take one of these as the base. But the problem is that if you select another side as a base, the perpendicular height you should draw against that base. Now this time, if I'm going to consider AC as my base, the BD will be my perpendicular height. Now, how I'm going to do that? Can you remember? We have learned this. If you have that the area is equal to half into base into perpendicular height, if you want to find the perpendicular height, 2 times area divide by base. If you want to find the base, 2 times area, the perpendicular height. Okay. So then if you come across with the background noise, sorry about it, Pute, because it's snowing too much here. And then the neighbor that she's removing the snow. So then if you are bothering about this noise, sorry about it. Right. Okay. Here we want to find the perpendicular height. So I take this formula and then the area already we have found, it is 36. And what is the base? They have given me the base 18 and 18 times 1, 18 times 2, 2 times 2, 4 centimeters. Therefore, that they have asked me to find the BD value. So then I write BD is equal to 4 centimeters, right? So that's the end of question number 3. Children, even though I was planning to do the whole paper, now by now that we have spent 45 minutes, that if I take 4, 5, 6, right, then the 7 that we have, the few more questions, and I'll release another video. Otherwise, this will be very long. That if it is more than 1 hour, definitely I know that you are not going to watch that. So then I will take the next video, question number 4 onwards. Okay, children, now you can see that this is your answer script. You just see that how neat it is. And I'm just showing you and see that nobody can say that you have not done a good job, that you can go for the highest mark, that when you are doing it like this, you just see that how I have presented my answers. So then I have used all the units and then I have written them neatly. So this is how you want to do. Okay, children, that we'll meet again with the next part of this video. Keep in touch. Please share the videos or the past paper discussions with your friends, and then it helps you to do better in your life. When you share the knowledge, believe me, children, you can do better in your life. Okay, then we'll meet again with the next video. See you. Bye.